Let's go!
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nazmi Afandi bin Mazili, S62241 from Program Bachelor of Maritime Management. With honor, we present to you my research proposal on marine biodiversity and human concern, dual impact of release of treated radioactive wastewater into the seawater. Radioactive can be defined as the energy released from the nucleus of some atom at the isotope decay. Proton and neutron are bonded together in little bundles in the center of atom to form atomic nucleus. The term of radioactive also describes as material ability to generate radiation on its own. The unstable nucleus of the radioactive material undergoes radioactive decay, which produces radiation that called beta, gamma, and alpha particle. Treated radioactive wastewater is a complicated process of treating radioactive wastewater entice removing and reducing the concentration of the radioactive contaminants down to the standard that are acceptable. Regarding the current event, Japan release of treated wastewater from the Fukushima nuclear power plant into the Pacific Ocean. This issue received increased attention from many countries including Malaysia. Biodiversity and human concern. Biodiversity is generally a short term that comes from biological diversity. Biodiversity can be defined as a diverse range of life forms on Earth, including plants, animals, microorganisms, genes, and ecosystems. There are several negative and dangerous consequences of low genetic biodiversity, including the possibility of species extinction. This is due to the inbreeding, dispersion, and failure to adapt to the local environment. Because of that, the release of treated radioactive wastewater raises concern about this aspect. Alright, next I will explain to you about the most important aspect of this study, which is the research objective. The research conducted and carried out will focus on identifying the effect of released treated radioactive wastewater to the seawater to the marine biodiversity, which is play an important role in the various sectors need to be emphasized and highlighted to avoid any risk and hazard that will be threaten the balance and survival of biodiversity. Second, to discover the impact of the released treated radioactive wastewater to human. Human concern is also fear to receive adverse effect and impact as a result of the release of treated radioactive wastewater. This study will be conducted to identify the extent of the departure impact on human concern. And the last one is to examine the precaution that can be implemented to safeguard the marine biodiversity and human concern. This study will also highlight the step and method that can be taken or being calculated by the responsible party to ensure that the problem does not continue. Literature review. First, treated radioactive. The treated radioactives that release into the seawater still contain a little amount of chemical substance and radioactive exposure. However, it can be inferred that there will be very little direct radiation exposure to the human, giving extremely low radiation content of the treated water that will be released. Second, human concern. Research on this issue highlighted and conducted to identify a critical aspect: how the release of radioactive wastewater from Fukushima Daiichi to seawater will affect human concerns such as human health, human source of income, particularly those who rely on the seawater resource and biodiversity concern. Thirdly, gap in existing knowledge. One of the limitations of previous research is that it does not emphasize the component of human income based on the sea and maritime resource, which is directly tied and biodiversity will be impacting by this issue. This is because there isn't much research on this problem that emphasize the source of income that would be impacted, and most of study focus on the health impact. Methodology. Data collection. This research use collective methods that require primary and secondary data source to achieve the expected result during the research. The qualitative data collection method includes non-numerical information gathered by observation, language, image, and other source. Sampling method. Not to mention that the respondents who will be questioned to collect data and research findings are selected using the snowball sampling approach. in which the first respondent introduced us to the next respondent who is relevant to the study of this topic. The selected respondents are relevant and knowledgeable about this issue that they want to discuss, thanks to the suggestion of the previous respondent who is also members of this sector.